Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome to Congregation Or Ami. If you are here for the Epstein wedding, you're in the wrong place, because we're going to celebrate with Jackson as he becomes the bar mitzvah, how good it is for all of us to be together today. Hine Matov. Please sing together. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov, hine matov. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Rabbi?
Yeah.
I think this is the most people we've had in here for about a year and a half.
It is so good to see you all.
It's great.
And you're lucky you're here today, because it's very possible
Yeah.
next week it won't be happening.
Yeah, this may be a one-time occurrence.
Thank you all for being here. Just the two of us, we've been checked, and you just had a PCR a couple of days ago. Thank you all for being here. Again, I'm Rabbi Paul Kipnis with Cantor Doug Kotler. We welcome you here to Congregation Or Ami Shabbat services. We welcome you who are here with us worshiping in person, and all of you worshiping with us via the live stream. Thank you to Bronze. It's Live Control. Bronze Productions was what he was before.
The early
he
name,
became
yeah.
a Fortune
500, one of the top
30 under 30.
Under
the guy
30
who does our
entrepreneurs,
live
yeah.
streaming.
But
anyways, you didn't need to know that. But
TMI.
but we're thrilled you're all here. We're thrilled you're all here also. A reminder for those of you who are here in the sanctuary, we must have our masks over our mouths and nose. I'm required by temple policy to remind everybody. If I look at you a long time, it probably means that your mask is off. If I go like this, it means I'm not scratching my nose, but your mask is off. And then if it doesn't get through, I'll have to stop. And we're not going to do that. So thank you all.
How about people at home? Do they have to have
people
their
at home, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
If you have chocolate chip cookies, bring them over to here, because cookies a little break. We are thrilled you are here. We are a singing congregation. The restrooms, by the way, right out the door to the left. So just go right out these glass doors down to the left. If you're at home, I'm hoping you know where the bathroom is. And for all of you, we sing along, so sing with us.
Shalom, 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 shalom. Lo yesak koel cherem, lo yilmadu milchama. Lo yesak koel cherem, lo yilmadu milchama. Shalom, 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 shalom. Nations will not lift up swords anymore. No one will study war. Nations will not lift up swords anymore. No one will study war. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
as we worship together today, we'll use two different Sidurim, two different prayer books. I'll announce 2 page numbers. The first page number is for those who are in the sanctuary, and that's the first number, our prayer book, Mishkan Tefillah. The second number is for those of you worshiping with us via the live stream. I just dropped into the chat, I'll do it one more time, our online prayer book, and it has most of the prayers. So you're the second number, I will say. I want to remind everybody, if you haven't done so already, make sure your cell phone is off. In fact, I find that the cell phone that goes off during the service is the one that you're 100% sure right now is already off. So please do it. If you're over about 52 years old, take out your cell phones and double check it, because it's usually one of you. I'm getting there too, so let's just call it what it is. And while we're here, I also want to recognize that even as we're here celebrating in joy, there is sadness in this family, in this world, yes, but also in this family. Back in November, on the 8th, your great-grandfather, David's father Ed, passed away. Just this past Thursday, so a couple of days ago, we lost Uncle Mike. And so we bring their love into this room. We know that they would be very, very proud of Jackson, the young man he was becoming. And so we carry that sadness and mix it with the joy. And let's do that all year, as not only we remember this day, but we remember to be in touch with other members of the family to hold each other up during these times. And we are called by Judaism to walk forward, l'chaim, toward life. So I'm going to invite Mom and Dad to join me up here on this bima, for it's time to help our young man walk the path toward adulthood. We are here. It's a long way from that ice cream we had at, what was the name of the place?
Jenny's.
Where?
Jenny's.
Jenny's Ice Cream, where we talked about this moment and the challenge of this moment and the challenge of this process. And you figured out a way to get here, to learn, which you will lead us in, to celebrate, which we will do now and later on at this incredible party. I still am disappointed that the centerpieces are not favorite clergy from the 21st century, but you know.
That's good. That's funny.
But I'm thrilled we're here. In a moment, you're going to take this beautiful talit and wrap it around your shoulders. When you are wrapped in it, know that you're not only wrapped in these tzitzit, reminders to live a good, honest, ethical, ritual-filled Jewish life, but you're wrapped in the love of your parents. You're wrapped in the love. Take a look at all these people who are gathered here, and take a quick look up there. All the people there in the live stream who are coming in from all over the world. And you're wrapped, we're taught, in God's loving arms. And however you understand God as a presence, as a being, as an idea, or as the hope of goodness in this world, know that you can be wrapped in it whenever you embrace this talit. So turn and take the talit from the hands of your parents. Turn back and say the blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hitatef b'tzitzit.
Amen. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, God of the universe, who makes us holy through mitzvot and commands us to wrap ourselves in the fringes of the talit. These special moments. You remember, he was a little one. You held in your hands. And then one day, you turned over. And then he started crawling, and then got up and started running. And then kept running out the door, off to school, in the playground with friends. And now you're standing here, taking the first steps on the path to adulthood. We just want to hold on to these moments. And we want to thank God for giving us life, for keeping us in life, and for, bringing us to this joyous moment. The prayer is Shechianu. And if you know it, we invite you to sing along with us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. And we'll return to our prayer book. In fact, the very, very last page, page 388. Page 1 if you're on the live stream at home. But here in the sanctuary, it's the very last page. Remember, it's a Hebrew book, goes from right to left. Page 388. Shema B'ni, take these wings to fly with. Shin EBT, with these roots you will grow. This is my promise, this is my blessing. You are the promise, and you are the blessing. Shema B'ni, Shin EBT. God's children come into this shelter, a place of peace, a house of prayer, a center of learning, of justice, of giving, where everyone's loved and where everyone cares. Shema B'ni, Shin EBT. Sukat Shlomecha. The mother comes, the cry of her infant. A young boy reads, becomes a man. Vows are exchanged as two hearts become one. A daughter returns, reads Kaddish again. Shema B'ni, EBT. So you will fly on wings of eagles, and you will grow like a sturdy tree. This is my promise, this is my blessing. You are the promise, and you are the blessing. Shema B'ni, Shin EBT, Shema B'ni.
We now turn our prayer books to page 26 in the sanctuary and page 2 on the live stream. Please rise for Chatzi Kachar.
Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabba be'alma divera hirute ve'yamlich malchute be'chayechon uvyomechon uchayedecho beit Yisrael ba'agala ba'agala uvizman karim ve'imeru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam olam me'amayach yitbarach ve'yishtavach ha'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalah shemei dekudesha b'richu Eila mikol berchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata la'amiran be'ama ve'imeru amen.
Page 28. La 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 la. La 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 la. Please be seated. Page 35 here in the sanctuary, and at home, page 3. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your mind. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter, it gets in the way. And listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you can hear if you listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes. If you're able, we'll rise and together sing the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malachuto, to our God. Listen, listen to our God.
Let me invite you to turn in your prayer books to page 36 and 37. We're using the black numbers, not the blue ones. And if you're at home, it's on page 3. For those who are in the sanctuary, every 2 prayers is 1 prayer. That's how our prayer book is set up. So Jackson's going to chant from the upper right-hand corner, the Hebrew there. You can chant along with him in the Hebrew, or look just to the left. See the words Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha? That's the Hebrew, but in English letters. If you want to know the translation, just look right below the prayer. You shall love Adonai your God. Adonai is one of the names we have for God. The left-hand page is an interpretive reading on the same theme, but that looks at God or life or spirituality a little differently. And then at the bottom of the page is under the lines. You'll find commentary about this prayer specifically or prayer in general. So surf your way through this prayer book. You can find other things that will lift you up or make you think. And we'll announce page numbers so we're generally on the same pages. So we continue now with the Ve'ahavta prayer, which Jackson will lead us in.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'chayu ha'devarim ha'ele Asher Anohi E'eseh Hayom Alevavecha Veshinantam Levanecha Vedibartam Bam Beshivtecha Bevetecha Uvlechtecha Baderech Uvshochbecha Uvekumecha Ukshartam Leot Al Yadecha V'niyu letodafot bein einecha Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha Leman tizkeru ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai V'nikem kedoshim le'Elohechem Anim Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim le'yot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Amen. Page 44 is Ve'shamru. On the live stream, it's page 4.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam oti le'olam V'shameru Israel et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash
our prayer books to page 48 in the sanctuary, page 5 in the live stream, and we rise for the Amidah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu be'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanara El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot Umevi Geula Livnei B'neihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah.
Page 50 or page 5 on the live stream.
Ata Gibor le'olam Adonai Mechayei hakol ata Rav lehoshia Mechalkel Chaim bechesed Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim Somech noflim ve'rofei cholim Umatir asurim Umekayem emunato Lishenei afar Micha mocha ba'agevurot Umidol melech memit umechayem Umatmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah v'chayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Megoyei
Please be seated. And again, in the prayer book, we'll turn to that very, very last page, page 388. On the live stream, it's page 6. In the garden there's a tree planted by someone who only imagined me. What love, what vision. I marvel at the gift. No fruit could be sweeter than this. Standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. As my people went from land to land, something passed from hand to hand, and it isn't just the words and stories of the ancient laws and golden glories way we study, the book we study. It's the way we study, the way. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. Today my life is full of choice. Because a young man raised his voice. Because a young girl took a chance. I am freedom's inheritance. Years ago they crossed the sea, and they made a life that's come to me. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me. So in the garden I'll plant a seed, a tree of life for you to read. The fruit will ripen in the sun. The words will sound when I am gone. These are the things I pass along, the fruit, the book, and the song. The ones who came before me. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ones who came before me.
Jordan, come on up. Mom and Dad. Nana Andy and Grandpa Art. Grammy Renee and Grampy Marshall. And to help us open the ark, we invite up me. Jackson. V'zot Torah, this is the Torah. V'zot Dakah, this is the moment. We pass it to you. In a minute, we will take out of this ark one of the most sacred things we Jews have. It's our Torah, our scroll, the 5 books of Moses. Whether you believe it is a gift from God or written by God, or the collection of ideas passed down midor lador from generation to generation, inspired by God, or if you believe it's just a human creation, it represents a heritage that goes all the way back. This, in that ark, are 2 Torah scrolls, one that made it across oceans through the fires of the Shoah, the Holocaust, to be here at this moment, and the one that you're going to read, passed down from generations of parents to children to grandchildren and on. In a moment, we'll pass it down from generation to generation, and we remember your great-grandma Eunice and your grandpa, Papa Ed, and Uncle Mike. And we remember generations even before them and generations that will come after. And each of them will connect with the Torah. This one happened to be one of the heaviest Torahs I've ever held. It reminds you that in this broken world out there, we need people like you who have the strength to do things that are so hard, who have minds wise enough to figure out how to take the values of kindness and compassion and truth and tzedek, justice, and bring it out into the world. Torah comes to goad us, to push us to live our highest values. And it comes today to go into your arms as you walk the path toward adulthood. V'zot Torah, this is the Torah. V'zot Dakah, and this is the moment we're going to pass it to you.
Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah. Ki mitzion, please rise. Tetzeh Torah udevar Adonai mirushalayim Baruch shenatan Torah Torah Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael, bekiddushato, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kahadosh Shemo. Put your prayer books on the seat behind you and clap your hands. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
to help us undress the Torah, we call up Cousin Lily. Cousin Lily to the bima.
Hallelujah. Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yitzmechu Hashamayim, Yitzmechu Hashamayim, V'tagil ha'arez. Hey Ramayam, hey Ramayam, hey Ramayam, Malo. Hey Ramayam, hey Ramayam, hey Ramayam, Malo.
Please be seated. How many of you have ever witnessed, actually, let's call up the other set, all the grandparents
Sure.
for the first Aliyah, and then I'll
Let's do
explain.
it. I got it right here. Fantastic. For our first Aliyah, we're calling up, for the first Aliyah, we're going to call up the grandparents, Nana Andy and Grandpa Art and Grammy Renee and Grampy Marshall. Come on up. And there's actually more coming up for the first Aliyah, but we're going to start with the grandparents.
Okay. So you're going to come on down here with the
We're not calling them up.
No.
Oh,
I
you
made a mistake.
That's all right.
You know what? It's. I think I need a stronger contact in my left eye.
Okay.
That's it, because I can't.
Is
read.
there an ophthalmologist or a optometrist? Okay.
Optician?
Optician.
My parents were opticians. No
Fantastic.
way. Where do you work? Where? Target?
Target.
Oh, fantastic.
Do you have your date book with you? Because I think the rabbi needs an appointment ASAP.
There we go. Okay. You guys just wait. We're gonna. No, I'm kidding. Grandparents were coming up for the passing down of the Torah. Now we have aunts and uncles coming
Yes.
down
Okay.
for
So
this.
for the first Aliyah, we're calling up Aunt Lisa. Come up. Aunt Carly, Uncle Ben, cousin Zach, and Caitlin. Yamdu Harishon, Leah Rezel, Vesara Bluma, Raphael Shimon, Vitzvi Ruven, Vikochava Chana.
Okay, so now we'll go. How many of you have ever witnessed a miracle? Anyone? Anyone seen a baby being born? I mean, that's pretty miraculous. We know the science of how it happens, but when it happens, I mean, it's miraculous that two cells become this horrified. But yes. Second, anyone seen a sunset or a sunrise at the beach? I mean, that is miraculous. It's like God with a paintbrush painting the sky in an amazing way. Or anyone who was down in the depths of addiction and made their way through recovery, maybe through the 12 steps or whatever, or other things, people who came out to the truth of who they are. This is all miraculous. Tonight, you're going to see a miracle. See, this Torah, the words of it, were written 2,500 to 5,000 years ago. There isn't a civilization from back then that's using the same books, religious books, alive today. But we are still reading this. So it's miraculous that it survived. That's number one. How has it survived? Because of the miracle we're going to see today. We're going to see a young man who 4 years ago didn't read Hebrew. 3 years ago? 4 years ago? 2 years ago, who had to learn Hebrew.
That's even more miraculous.
That is totally, okay? Who had to learn Hebrew with vowels and then learn how to chant it. And then, because there were no vowels, we took the vowels away. And because there are no musical notes in the Torah, we took those away that were on his sheet. And then we brought him to this Torah, which is even a slightly different calligraphy script. And yet, Jackson is going to bring it to life, ensuring that midor lador, lador vador, from generation to generation, these words and the ideas that challenge us continue along. To help us, we have a number of relatives who will do an Aliyah Torah, bless the Torah, and then he'll chant. 1, 2, 3.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Havarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayehi Yaakov be'eretz Mizraim Sheva Esrei Shana. Vayehi Yemei Yaakov Shenei Vayav Sheva Shanim Ve'arba'im Umas Shana. Vayikrevu Yemei Yisrael Lamut Vayikra Livno LeYosef Vayomer Lo Imna Matzati Chen Be'enecha Simna Yadecha Tachat Yerechi Chesed Ve'emet Al Natik Bereini Be'mitzrayim.
Okay, you'll have to turn over to the green side. The green side. 1, 2, 3.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
HaTorah. Amen. For our second aliyah, we'll call up mom and dad. Yamdu Hasheni David Moshe Ben Marshall Meir Mendel V'Shena Malka V'Dana Michal Bat Eliyahu V'Amot Dafne.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. V'shachavti im avotai unsatani mimitzrayim ukvartani bikvuratam v'hayomar Anohi esechi dvarecha vayomer hishava'a li vayishava lo vayishtachu Yisrael al rosh hamitai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
For our final aliyah, we call up the bar mitzvah. Yamod har shlishi habachur habar mitzvah hamaftir Ilan Lior ben David Moshe v'Dana Michal Chazak Chazak v'nit chazek.
Baruchu et Adonai Hamevarach.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Baruch Adonai Hamavarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayehi Acharei Hadavarim Ha'ele Vayomer LeYosef Hine Avicha Chole Vayikach Et Shnei Vanav Imo Et Menashe Ve'et Ephraim Vayaged LeYaakov Vahayomer Hine Bincha Yosef Ba'elecha Vayithazik Yisrael Vayeshev Al Hamitai. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet V'chaye Olam Natan Betohenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
To help us dress the Torah, we call up cousins. To help us close the ark, we open the ark. We call up cousins Orly and Samara, and to dress the Torah, brother Jordan. Come on down.
It's Chaim Hi Lemachazikim Bo V'ton. Just walk across. V'ton Mahea Beblis Rise V'shah V'achea Garacheno V'chol Netivotea Shalom Hashivenu Adonai Elecha V'nashuva Chadesh Chadesh Amenu Chadesh Amenu Kekeh. Hey,
And now, having read from the Torah, let's see what lessons it teaches us. Our bar mitzvah will switch back to his mother tongue, which you've been speaking for around 11 years?
13.
13 years. Well, technically, when did he start speaking?
What did Dad say last month?
Couple of years ago.
Oh,
Okay, and his speech. Go ahead.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
My Torah portion, Vayechi, comes from the book of Genesis, or Bereshit. I chanted chapter 47, verse 28, through chapter 48, verse 2. Vayechi tells us about our biblical ancestor Jacob, who the Torah teaches was one of 147 years old when he died. When the time for him to die was near, Jacob called his son Joseph and asked Joseph to swear that he would bury him in Israel and not Egypt. Joseph swore to his father that he would do that. Joseph took his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, to see Jacob, their grandfather. Jacob blessed his grandsons in a blessing that even to this day Jewish parents use to bless their children. We know that Jacob and later his son Joseph blessed their children with words to guide them, a door of a door, from generation to generation. I similarly have received blessings of wisdom from my parents. They have taught me that no matter what, I should always reach to the sky and they urge me to dream big and follow my dreams. I have learned that from whatever I put my mind to, I can do. This bar mitzvah is an example of that. It was challenging, but once I put my mind to it, I made myself proud. My parents also taught me that I should always believe in myself and that I'm capable of doing amazing things. Rabbi Paul asked me what kinds of lessons I would want to teach my children. I would want to teach them to always be kind. Judaism calls that showing chesed or kindness. I would want them to know that no matter what, I always love them, and I would want my children to know that they are smart and strong no matter what else anyone else might say. Also, I want to teach my children about the importance of the Jewish value of kavod, or respect. If we treat others with respect, they will treat us with respect. Rabbi Paul asked me what I like about being Jewish. I feel special being Jewish, in part because not many people are Jewish. So, it is unique. I also like our holidays, especially Hanukkah and Passover. I like Hanukkah, of course, because we get presents, but also because of the traditions of lighting candles and singing songs. At Passover time, I enjoy the gatherings of our family and friends, hiding the afikomen and other rituals. I like that we are passing our family traditions from family as we say ador v'ador from generation to generation. Becoming a bar mitzvah is an important tradition in my family. It has been an expectation for many generations before me to reach this milestone, which marks the tradition from childhood to Jewish adulthood. I have been training to read from the Torah and lead the prayers for what feels like a long time. I was nervous as I approached this moment, but now, to be honest, I feel relieved. My mom has taught me that and I think I agree, that this process has been about finding joy and working really hard for something and feeling a great sense of accomplishment. I am also feeling the warmth, support, and love of my family, friends, and Jewish community along the journey. That also comes to the fruition during the service and later tonight during the party. My dad has impressed upon me a piece of establishing where I belong in the Jewish community and the next step in starting to become an adult within this community. Now that I'm a bar mitzvah, I am able to wear a talit, lead prayers, and read from the Torah, be called up for an aliyah, and be counted in the minyan, which is a number of Jewish adults needed for a prayer service. For my mitzvah project, I raised money for the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. If you don't already know, when I was just a few weeks old, I had emergency surgery at this hospital. The incredible doctors there saved my life for that, and I forever will be grateful. When time came to pick a charitable donation to support the honor of my upcoming bar mitzvah, it was an easy choice to make. I really wanted to help the patients at Children's Hospital Los Angeles who are going through hard times. When we reached out to CHLA to find out what they need most, they said that we need new toys and games for their patients. Through the car washes and a virtual fundraiser, I raised over $1,000 to purchase and deliver fun items to their toy registry, thanks to some of you who have helped. And a remainder I donated as tzedakah to help the children. Judaism teaches that the Bikur, Holim, visiting and caring for the sick, is among our most important mitzvot. I am so glad that I was able to help. There's a number of people who I'd like to thank. Mom, thank you for all the support you give me. It really means a lot. I appreciate all your hard work organizing the bar mitzvah and the awesome party to come. I enjoy our bonding time like watching movies together, and I'm glad that I got you and Jordan set up for fantasy football this season so that we can all enjoy it together. You're the best, Mom. I love you. Dad, I love about you is how hard you try to be funny. It works about 50% of the time. You are a great role model as I watch how hard you work at your dream job, and I also love that you're always there for me. I love you. Jordan, you're my funny little brother who always makes me laugh. I love when you started to play football just like me, and I'm impressed how you're already improving, but I really feel so lucky that you're the best brother to me. Thanks for always cheering me from the sidelines. You are the best one who's always playing video games and real games with me. I always count on you. I love you. Grammy and Grampy, we may not see each other as much as we'd like, but when we do, it is always very fun. I have fond memories of playing in the snow with you, and also I loved our trip to Disneyland. I am so glad you could come to from Minnesota to be here for this important day in my life. You are the best. I love you. Nan and Grandpa, you have always been there from the day I was born, and every birthday and almost every holiday. And Nana, your orange cake is my favorite dessert. Grandpa, we have such great time playing games together, including never-ending Monopoly. I love you both. I like being a part of Congregation Orami during Hub, our program for teens. I get to see and make new friends. Orami is a welcoming place that also feels like a safe place. I like our rabbis, Cantor, because you're very kind, and they listen and are respectful of everyone. I want to thank my bar mitzvah teacher, Stephanie, for your encouragement and helping me understand the Hebrew prayers and my Torah portion. Our time together is also always so fun, uplifting, and you actually made this process pretty fun. Thank you. Cantor Doug, your music brings me and the whole congregation closer to Judaism. Thank you for not retiring yet and staying at Ormi just long enough to celebrate my bar mitzvah. My family is so appreciative. Thank you. I want to thank Rabbi Paul for being one of the best rabbis ever. You were funny and engaging. And thank you as well for helping for this Devar Torah. Finally, I want to thank all of you for being here to celebrate as I become a bar mitzvah. It means a lot to me and my family. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Sieden tov, mazel tov, Sieden tov, Leben tov, mazel tov, Sieden tov, Leben tov, mazel tov, Sieden tov,
And so that was a great dress rehearsal. Wow, you chanted Torah so beautifully. You led the service. You taught us so beautifully what's important to you and your values, and through your Mitzvah project, giving back. And we are so proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
just take a look. You're welcome. Take a look at all these people here. Just now that the pressure's off, all these people came out, braved the cold weather, got dressed up. Most of them have not been in anything but sweatpants and T-shirts for about 2 years. Okay? And they all came here to be with you, to celebrate you. And then all those people on the live stream.
Look how happy he is now.
You don't even have to see the face.
Yeah, you don't even have
the
to.
eyes.
He's like-
The eyes are saying
He's
it
like
all.
vibing it, yeah.
Because you did it. You took something that is so challenging and you owned it. And you led it and you taught it. And next time you want to read Torah, just let me know and we'll arrange it and make it happen. Okay? But the celebration you'll have later on tonight is deserved because we celebrate you, holding on to our tradition and carrying it forward. In a moment, I'm going to take this wonderful young man before the ark to share some private words of blessing with him. If you are at home on the live stream or wherever you are, take a moment to drop some words of praise, of blessing in the chat. The family will see it later on, and so let Jackson know how proud you are of him. And those of you who are in this room, imagine you're standing in my shoes up at that ark. What words of blessing, of praise would you share with Jackson? I know that later on tonight during the celebration or sometime this weekend, you'll pull Jackson aside, his mom and dad aside, and share that felling, those words of praise, of nachas with them. But for now, sit back, listen to the beautiful music, think words of blessing.
We are gifts, we are blessings, we are history in song. We are words, we are stories, we're stories to be told. Dor vador Lecha. Dor vador we protect this chain from generation to generation. Dor vador, these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carry in our heart, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed, we are holy, we are children of your way, and the words that bring us meaning we will have the strength to say. Lador vador nagid godlecha. Lador vador we protect this chain from generation to generation. Lador vador, these lips will praise your name.
Let me invite everyone to turn to page 294. Even in times of joy like this, we take a moment to remember our loved ones who are no longer with us. The memory of them can still warm us, their love can still inspire us. Some of you here are remembering your loved ones during this time of Kaddish. As I bring my hand around the room, I invite you to mention their names in relationship to you aloud, like my Uncle Fred, my friend Sophie. Tonight, we remember
Max and Eunice Kerman, my parents, my grandparents.
Mort and Dorothy Feldman, my parents.
Art and Harriet Rouse, my parents.
Mike Vodnik and Anna Vodnik.
May their memories be for blessing. As we turn to page 294, if you were able, we invite you to please rise as we say together. Yit gadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah be'alma divarach terutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agalav v'zman kariv imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach leolam ulolmei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudisha bruchu le'ela min kol be'erchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran be'ama v'imru amen. Yehei shloma rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mrumav Huya aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who brings peace to the high heavens bring peace to us, to all Israel and all the world, as we say together. Amen. Go stand with the parents.
You can put your prayer books on the seat behind you.
three symbols with which we end the Sabbath. We have sweet wine or grape juice, reminding us of the sweetness of this day and the sweetness of all that is yet to come. We have sweet smelling spices, maybe a little more up. Hang on, good, perfect. Sweet smelling spices grown in God's earth. On Shabbat we're taught not to act on the earth, but to enjoy the beauty of God's earth. Maybe during the week ahead we'll spend a little more time taking care of God's earth. And then a multi-wick candle. You know, each of us come here from different parts of Jackson's life, but we've come together to form one community of holiness, of love. May this light remind us of the warmth and goodness within each of us, and let's go out there in the world and do more good. The words are easy. I'm going to teach you a little Hebrew. Repeat after me. You ready for Hebrew? I know there are some people who
Hebrew 101.
don't. Yeah, so repeat after me. Lie, lie, lie.
Lie, lie, lie.
Okay, should I translate it? You
Yeah, sure,
How
translate
does
it,
Oh,
yeah.
it goes, in English, it's lie, lie, lie.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
sing.
Lie, lie, la, 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 lie, lie. Lie, la, da, 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 lie. Ya, la, lie, 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 lie. Da, da, lie. Ya, la, da, 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 lie, lie. Ya, la, da, 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 lie, lie. Ya, da, lie. Ya, da, lie, da, lie.
The grape juice. Baruch atah.
Baruch atah
Adonai Eloheinu.
Adonai Eloheinu
Melech haolam.
Melech haolam
Borei pri hagafen.
Borei peri hagafen Borei peri hagafen La 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 la
The spices. Baruch atah.
Baruch
Adonai
atah
Eloheinu.
Adonai Eloheinu
Melech haolam.
Melech haolam
Borei minei v'samim.
Borei minei v'samim Borei minei v'samim Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la la
Baruch atah.
Baruch
Adonai Eloheinu.
Adonai
Melech haolam. Borei me'orei ha'esh.
You sound beautiful. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Hamavdil ben kodesh l'chol.
המבדיל בין קודש לחול. המבדיל בין קודש לחול.
Eliyahu hanavi.
אליהו הנביא.
Eliyahu hatishbi. Eliyahu, Eliyahu. Eliyahu hagiladi. Bimhera v'yamenu. Yavo eleinu. Im Mashiach ben David.
Mashiach ben
Mashiach ben
David. Mashiach ben David. Eliyahu
Elijah the prophet is the one our tradition teaches will announce the coming of the Messiah, who will bring an era without violence or war or famine or poverty or more. But we Jews don't wait for a Messiah to come. We go out into the world and fix it, so that when the Messiah comes, the world will be as it should be. And then it truly will be a Shavua Tov, a week of peace.
Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov.
A good week,
A good week,
a week of peace.
week of peace.
May gladness
May
reign,
gladness
and
reign,
joy increase.
and joy increase.
Don't anyone move yet?
Oh, we got some blessings still to go.
We do?
Oh yeah, the parents.
The which one?
The parents.
Yes, I planned on that. I wanted to do it right at the end,
Yeah.
where it's powerful.
That's why I'm saying we still got some good
Yeah,
stuff
and brother,
coming.
I got it.
Yeah.
It's good. This is all planned.
Yeah.
Please be seated. And now let me have up the most important man in the room, Jordan.
Jordan.
And you know what, Jackson? Why don't you join us up here too?
Give Jordan a little boost there, Rabbi. Yeah, you'll be about this tall at your bar mitzvah, Boy, that's some crinkly paper you got there.
Jackson, as your brother, I've seen you face many challenges and fight through them. On this special day, I am very proud of you. Thank you for always being there for me whenever I need you. Thank you for being the best brother I could ever have. I love you so much.
Oh, that's very sweet. That was great, Jordan. That's great. Jordan, you can have a seat. Mom and Dad, come on up. And fix that microphone also.
Dad, you're over here. The microphone will pick you up. Stand up straight.
Jackson, I can't believe it was 13 years ago yesterday that you made me a mom. I am so incredibly impressed by you, not just today, but every day. I am especially proud of you at this moment because it has been such a difficult past 2 years, and you overcame any doubts you had and persevered through many challenges. But I know it all made you stronger, which adversity often does. Life is busy, chaotic, and overscheduled, and I find myself more in the role of taskmaster, debating with you over device time, doing homework chores, rather than just getting to hang out with you and just have fun. But when we do get time, just the two of us, it lights me up and warms my heart. Because I don't just love you, I actually really like you and the person you are growing up to be. My promise to you is that I will continue to work hard, prioritizing quality time with you over my to-do list, because I know how fast this all goes, and I don't want to miss a minute, because I want you to know that I see you. You are incredibly intuitive, have an amazing sense of direction, which is going to be a big help to me in 20 years. Who am I kidding? I sometimes need you to help me find my way now. You are so creative and artistic, and I love your ability to express feelings and deep thoughts through words, especially on paper and a card or a letter, which is why I ask you to make cards for people, because then I get a glimpse of the amazing, kind, sensitive, and artistic person you are. You've got an incredible mind of an innovator, engineer, and mathematician. You're always thinking of out-of-the-box ideas on how to solve complex problems in both physical and social situations, and I can't wait to see where this gift takes you. You are caring, gentle, protective, and sensitive to people's feelings, especially younger kids and older people, and I saw that especially with how you bonded and cared for Nanny Eunice. You're a great big brother most of the time, and I'm grateful beyond words that the two of you have each other. I so appreciate how we share the love of sports and everything Star Wars, Disney, and Marvel, and I cherish those Friday nights we spend watching the latest series on Disney Plus, or when we get to go see the latest Marvel movie in the theater together, and I hope we always get to do that. But what is most important for you to know than all of these wonderful qualities that we all know you have is the fact that all you ever have to do is be yourself. You don't have to do anything or be the best at anything to be loved and appreciated by me, your dad, and your brother. That forever kind of love was cemented the day you were born. Please never forget that. I love you. I made it through without crying.
Before I get into this, 50% funny? Don't know. Jackson, congratulations, Mazel Tov. As I'm sure you're aware, we're all very proud of you. It's been quite a journey the past couple of years, and you've risen to the occasion. Very recently, the last of your great-grandparents passed away, and while I can't think of I can't help but think of them, but in particular, I'm thinking about Papa Ed right now. While he didn't always say that much, he chose his words carefully, and when he spoke, people listened. Genetically, at least on my side of the family, we're relatively quiet, and many of us are introverts, so this won't be terribly long. But here are a few thoughts that I feel are important on this very special day. I think about the last couple of years for you on the path that you're on. Some of the things along the way you've been able to choose, but many of the things have been out of all of our control. This hasn't been the easiest path travel as we continue amid a pandemic, and I know how thankful you are that many of us are able to gather here in person today, with many more joining on the internet. It's been nearly 2 years since we've seen Grammy, Grampy, aunts, uncles, and cousins. We often hear about the silver linings of the past 2 years, and I feel we've been very fortunate. For me, my biggest silver lining has been the time we've spent together, particularly the four of us and with some of the extended family along the way. We've gotten to see you grow in every way, shape, and form, and have been able to pay attention to the little and the big things. One of those has been able to see you change almost daily right before our eyes. Over the last few months, we have witnessed an increase in confidence and the realization that putting in the work can result in extraordinary things. I think of your Mitzvah project and the results and everything that you've done to get here today. As I think you know, things won't always be easy, and hopefully you'll continue to learn that when you work hard at something, you'll be able to accomplish just about anything. And doing just about anything is really exciting. More than ever, our community, our country, our planet need strong, smart people like you who will continue to show empathy, compassion, and kindness. These are 3 qualities we've gotten to see grow within you, up close and every day. The silver linings the past 2 years highlight these attributes, and it's part of being Jewish and something that you'll hopefully be able to spread to future generations. I look forward to seeing what will be next for you along your journey and the great things that lie ahead of you as you continue to become a strong, compassionate, and a Jewish man. I love you.
And so unbelievably, this brings this part of the evening to a close. In a minute, we'll sing an Oseh Shalom or something to close us out. But welcome and thank you for being here to bring joy and hope into this world. To kfel with us as a young man takes the first steps on the road to adulthood. Remember that though we feel like we're out of this pandemic, watch what's happening over on the East Coast. New York, just some of the big synagogues just closed down, and some of the day schools too, going only online. So remember though it feels like we're out of this, it's still going around. So be careful, be healthy, wash your hands a lot, and celebrate.
Shalom bimroma, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, imaru, amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom. Shalom, shalom aleinu, al kol Yisrael. Mazel tov and Shavua tov, everyone.
Shavua tov. We're going to go from here. Those of you who are on the live stream, you know where you're going, I hope. Those of you who are here, we're going to make our way out. Please keep your masks on until you leave the building. We're going to Woodland Hills Country Club. So they'll meet you there. The family's going to stay, take a couple of pictures, and then we'll all be there to celebrate. Shavua tov, thank you for coming.